How is your children's behavior in a restaurant?
Welcome to Parenting Matters Now, a source of parenting advice a few minutes at a time.
Hi, this is Dr. Roger Smith with Parenting Matters Now. I'm sitting with a restaurant in the background, and you may hear a little bit of rumble of the noise or maybe some clanking of dishes. It made me think of how your children may embarrass you or stress you in a restaurant, and oftentimes it is very difficult to take a family to a restaurant setting, but there are some ways to make that better. And in fact, children often don't know what the normal behavior or the expectations are, and it is our job as the parents to give them that training, the expectation of what is normal. And so before you get into the restaurant is the time to do the training and to talk with them about what are their options for choosing food, and train them on reading the menu and talking to a server. And whenever they're uncomfortable, how can they express their desire to get up and move, or to go to the restroom, or to any number of things? There are ways that you can talk to your children and go, okay, this is normal public behavior. It's different than behavior at home. And children at a very young age can understand these things. So just talking with them and giving them a picture of what it is like to behave in a restaurant when you're around other people, and to appeal to their desire to please you, to say, you know, we have to consider other people, that they have come out to eat. They are paying for their experience there. And we can make that either better or worse. They can smile at the people at the next table. Or if they're crying and wailing, they need to know that their behavior is impacting not only you and your family, but all those around. And so children usually want to be pleasing. And we need to appeal to that and give them the idea and the capacity to have appealing public behavior. And that is a training process. So think about things that your child is prone to do and talk about those things before you get into the situation. And not in a harsh, condemning kind of way, in a preparatory type of way, that you're trying to help them to succeed in life. So it's that mindset that really would help you to pleasantly train your children for a public setting. And so you may first choose which restaurants where you are trying to prepare them, something that's much more casual, but that there is an expected public behavior. So don't jump in at the deep end and go to fine dining restaurant where there are all kinds of rules that even we as adults have a hard time obeying and doing properly. So, a fast food restaurant, even how to order at the restaurant, so that when it is their turn, training them to interact with the person taking the order, that's part of recognizing them as a person, not as a tag along. They're part of the team. So training them to order their food, training them to be appreciative of when the food comes. And also, as an aside, if you're in a restaurant, explaining to them the concept of a tip and what's its purpose, how you decide, and get their input. Do you think the server did a good job? Should we reward them with extra? Things like that. So restaurant behavior is something that can be a thorn in your side. And if it is, well, you probably haven't trained them well. You can do better, and they can do better. So that is preparing them for life, because all of us are going to have some public encounters, public behavior, whether it's in a restaurant or other places. But it's a way of thinking about that you're working on in very small increments. So start training your children to order their food, to interact with others, and to have appealing public behavior. This is Dr. Roger Smith with Parenting Matters Now.
Subscribe to Parenting Matters Now for more advice, or go to rogersmithmd.com to search for more topics. See you next time.